from the start, Michelle Lucas-Ham was in love with space. She was in second grade when she announced she was going to work for NASA. That wasn't a common dream in her industrial blue-collar Indiana town. People looked at me really funny when they found out I wanted to work for NASA, Michelle said. They thought she'd decide next week she wanted to be a lawyer, a doctor, or a dolphin trainer, but she never wavered. It was my beacon, she'd say, my light at the end of the tunnel. Then she found out about space camp. Her family saved for 2 years to send her. Space camp just further hooked me on space, Michelle said. I got to be around rockets with other kids who were interested in space. Space Academy 1 in 1991 and Space Academy 2 in 1994 followed, with Michelle attending both on scholarships. I've always been so grateful for the scholarships. There was no way my parents could have afforded to send me without them, she said. Michelle's major influences in her life were her mother, Lynette Lucas, and teachers who encouraged her to do what was hard. My mother taught me life wasn't always easy and that it's okay to fail. My mom taught me that failure is not the issue. The problem is if you don't pick yourself back up. Vera Corey taught Michelle English at Hobart High School and remembers a focused, mature, and all-around good student.
Hello, and welcome to Northwest Indiana. Here I am at Hobart High School where I taught for 30 years. And Michelle Lucas was one of my students. She graduated in 1996, but I first met her as a sophomore in my sophomore enriched English class. And she even then told me about her future plans. And then I saw her again as a senior in my college-bound classes, and by then she had already decided she wanted to work for the U.S. space program. Midway through her senior year, I clearly remember a meeting in my classroom. Michelle had requested that she could leave school early, and at that time, schools in our area did not do that. Michelle made her case that she should leave school early and go on to college. She had already completed her required courses in Indiana for graduation, and she talked passionately about it was time for her to move on, and she did. To Purdue University. She did really well there, and I was very, very happy for two reasons. One, because I was really cheering her on, hoping she would succeed, but also because I didn't want to be wrong in front of my colleagues, and as my students can tell you, I don't like being wrong. After that, she went on to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and then even onto the space program, and all the naysayers had to believe. One time she came into my classrooms and presented information about careers in math and science, and she was very dynamic as a speaker. I was very pleased, and I especially wanted my girls, the female students, to listen to her at a time when that was not something girls considered. When the Space Camp Media Liaison, Pat Ammons, asked me to describe Michelle, I immediately said she was very passionate about her goals, very focused and dedicated, very hard worker. I know she had some personal challenges, and yet here she is on your Hall of Fame, just as she was in our Hall of Scholars here back in 1996 when she was one of our top students. It pleases me now that she has chosen a new path. She is now founder and president of Higher Orbits, an organization she created to support students in the fields of science, math, and technology through her personal, inspirational story, as well as scholarship opportunities. She has moved on to help others pursue their dreams. Michelle, I just want to say how proud I am of you and everything you've accomplished, but I also want to point out that you have instructed and taught so many astronauts that in the end, you became a teacher, and I got my way. Thank you for sharing. Good luck in all your future ventures, and again, thanks for thinking of me after all these years. Goodbye, and good luck.
When she's talking to students now, Michelle always mentions Space Camp and what it meant in shaping her life. Space Camp helped me hone my passion. In honor of Michelle's work in helping so many others reach for the stars, just as she did, we honor her tonight as an inductee into the Space Camp Hall of Fame.